Good evening, YouTube. How is everybody? It's Sunday, April 3rd, and it's about time for another shop video. I actually didn't have one for you guys last week. I had a lot of stuff on the bench, and the big iMac that was in here as a project, which I will talk about. When those are here, they're a lot of work and they take up a lot of space, as some of you may know. So I don't necessarily film everything about those when they come in, and that was the case with this one. But there's some things to talk about, so we'll do that in this shop video. The first thing that you see ahead of me is a brand new Linksys router. This is one of the higher end routers that has AC, wireless, and gigabit Ethernet on all ports, including the WAN internet port, which you need for your higher speed internet services that actually put out speeds of more than 100 megabits a second at the modem. If you have one of these setups, you really need to upgrade to a gigabit router. In fact, I'm kind of in the same boat. I have an older professional Cisco router that I restored, but its interface only supports 100 megabits a second or fast Ethernet, and it's unfortunately not upgradable to gigabit Ethernet, so I'm going to have to look at a replacement job for that. What happened with the iMac, never even talked about the iMac. What happened with the iMac was, it was an older iMac and the hard drive in it had failed. And this particular iMac, because of the way it's set up, it had what we call a fusion drive, which I'll explain what that is. Because it had a fusion drive in it, it didn't give your typical hard drive failure symptoms until it was too late to do anything about it or extract the data. Everything had to be redone from scratch. What a fusion drive is back on some of your earlier iMacs, I'm talking 2011, 2012, solid state drives were still very expensive for a drive of any kind of size. So what Apple decided to do was incorporate a 2-drive setup into the machines. The solid state drive in this particular case was a 250 gigabyte drive that basically acted as cache, and any program that was run a lot would actually be stored on this drive for maximum speed and performance. And the main drive was a traditional 1 terabyte electromechanical drive. Unfortunately, this drive had failed. And what happens with the fusion drive machine is when the drives begin to fail, you start getting the spinning beach ball of death. And those of you that have Macintosh machines know what I'm talking about. That comes up a lot and doesn't go away. And that's what this guy was getting. But that, once it got in here, it progressed extremely rapidly to a no boot situation / the prohibitory sign situation, which, for those of you that don't know, that's when you get the international no sign on the screen at startup. That basically means, in Apple speak, there is an operating system on here on this disk, but for some reason we can't use it. That is usually a sign that the operating system is gone very corrupt, and that's what happened here. That drive has since been replaced with a true solid state unit and is out the door and running like a top. I am also helping a client to move this week. I think I might have mentioned in the last video, I have one client who's a land surveyor who has had to move his office on short notice. And where we are with that is a space has been rented. I have the keys. We're in the space. I have set up the networking gear for the space. The network switch is installed. Fortunately, one of the previous tenants already installed Ethernet jacks in the walls. So all I had to do was connect the switch up to those jacks and get them live, which they are now. And Tuesday, the Spectrum installer comes. I will be there on site as I have questions for him. And then this coming Sunday, the 10th, we actually do the move. As soon as the movers leave, I will be coming in to hook everything up and make sure everything works. I also had to assist another client in moving their office on even shorter notice. I didn't know this particular person was even going to have an office until I got a call, not this Friday, but last Friday, stating that they needed help moving the office. That job is all done, and we're all set to go with that one as well. Also, really quick, I want to address these tapes. Yes, we're still continuing on this job. I have found out that I am going to be able to get a player for these smaller 8mm tapes that I have here. So I will be digitizing those tapes as well. And we will be going from there. Also, these 3 totes that you see here on the floor, this is completed material, and the client will be coming when they drop off the empty tote that these 8mm tapes will eventually wind up in. They will also be picking up the 3 totes that are on my office floor, just so we can get them out of here. I think that's it for the shop update video. As always, feel free to rate, comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see everybody next time. See you all soon. Bye-bye.